must be such a treat when it comes to those people who bitch, because it's not more than one, you know, that why am I whispering in my videos? Well, because as I've said, if you really know me, a lot of times I'm creating these videos where I can't be heard. I have to, you know, be quiet. Especially when I was living with my abuser, Donald, and his mom, who abused me in a different, more damaging way, actually. Because she was supposed to be my friend, whereas I expected to be treated like shit by him since it had been going on year after year after year after year. I digress anyway. I don't think I would have time right now. My mom just left for a little bit. I was gonna give a summary of what happened. See how much I can do before my mom gets back, but I was getting shit-faced too often over there. Donald wanted me to drink with him. He might pretend not to, and he loved that he had that power over me, that he could throw me out at a moment's notice. Even his mom would say it. He'd be a total jerk. I mean, I'd make a mistake, like he wanted stuff from the 99-cent store. He wanted a certain number of coffees, little jars of coffee. What happened was I thought that he only wanted more coffees out of the ones he had, but apparently, or something, he wanted me to return coffees and get more, whereas I thought he just wanted me to return, say, 20 coffees that cost $1 each and replace them with 20 coffees, but no, he wanted those replaced and extra, and I didn't hear him, so he went off on me big time when I got back, and his mom was getting upset with him. No, listen, Mom, she's just ridiculous. You know, he's just an abuser. What are you going to say, okay? But in any case, I expected to be treated like shit by him. When she started treating me that way, I mean, she's just ridiculous, too. She started just being totally ridiculous. And not even seeing how ridiculous she was. Like, she'd barge in on me when I was sitting on the toilet, and then I would say something like, you know, she's like, well, you should have locked the door. And I'm like, well, sometimes I forget to lock the door. I always knock, though. And she'll make some sarcastic remark like, next time, I forget, I have it written down in my journal. Or she won't tell me, I had spent all my food stamps on food when she didn't have money in the beginning of the month. I'd spent all my $200 and having a penny left, so now she had to buy the food. I mean, of course, once I've spent my money, I still have to eat. I'm not going to starve, right? So I thought I can eat what I want, and I can, except she thinks you're supposed to be a mind reader. She had wanted these hot dogs or something apparently to eat for dinner that night for herself, or to take for lunch the next day, and I ate them. 2 little stupid hot dogs, that a package she bought like at the dollar store for $1, you know. But that's neither here nor there. It wouldn't have mattered. I ate them. Where are my hot dogs? Oh, I'm sorry, I hope I ate them. Well, I wanted them for lunch. What'd you do that for? I'm like, well, there's no note. She's like, well, there was a paper towel over them. How is the paper towel over the package of hot dogs when I bought all the food when you were broke or whatever gonna tell me not to eat the hot dogs, Hope? I mean, she just was ridiculous, okay? But in any case, it was getting so bad. And then the thing with Omar, she was overfeeding him. Just because he'd act hungry because he knew she was a pushover, she'd feed him and feed him. She'd feed him too much, way too much. Just because he wasn't getting obese yet, he was getting kind of pudgy. You know, when I wound up bringing him place, they say, you know, he was getting there. He was gonna. He didn't need to eat what she would eat just because he's a pug. He wants to eat. She loved that she wanted to make him happy. You know, and nothing I said mattered. And then that day I went, remember this is all building up, she'd be always, oh, Burrito's hungry, no, Burrito, dogs are supposed to be a little hungry, he's a 20-pound dog, you're supposed to feed him a small amount, Burrito's hungry, what can we find Burrito to eat? And when I was paying more than my ship expenses, okay, then she'd be more subtle about it. But she'd still be like that. She'd just be more subtle. What she would do is, oh, he'd already eaten. Oh, he's still hungry. Let's find him something else to eat. I'd be like, oh, can he have a can of tuna? Or whatever, can he have a can of beans? I'd be like, Hope, he really doesn't need to eat anymore, or whatever. Why are you doing that? And then she's like, oh, it should be a martyr. I'll never feed the dog again. And even Donald knew she was being ridiculous, but he needed her. You know, he lives with Mommy, and she has to cover his rent she has to cover more of his rent, and she has to cover his bank account that he would bounce all the time, blah, 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 whatever. Okay. All right. The day the shit hit the fan, when Donald wound up strangling me. Now remember, they had both found out that I was doing YouTube. But if they had been treating me even halfway decent, you know, I've talked to counselors, psychologists, everything since then. Abuse, you know, domestic violence, abuse people, whatever. Just because I'm living there for free, that doesn't give you free reign to, you know, fucking shit. Only in the eyes of ignorant people.